Fast pathways to naturalization, tax exemptions on foreign income, a real quality of life on the ground, and geopolitical neutrality. This is what a real Plan B looks like. My name is David Lincoln. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Lincoln Global Partners. I've been living across Latin America now for the past 10 years, and I genuinely believe that this region offers by far the most compelling Plan B residency pathways. In this video, we will take a deeper look into the investment migration programs on offer in the region, explore why Latin America is receiving such an increase in interest. Pre-pandemic, most clients were focused on one thing: global mobility. Those days are long gone. Now there's been a huge increase in demand from North America, from Europe, and this clientele that is taking up a significant amount of the market share, they're seeking something different. They're seeking a real Plan B, a country they can live in, a country they can school their children in, potentially a country they can do business in. The reason: global stability has cracked. There are now two wars, one in the Middle East and on European soil. On top of that, major Western capitals in Europe and North America are not the same as they used to be with regards to safety. The very cities we used to take for granted for being safe are now suffering from increased crime, unrest, and migration pressure. And as Western cities feel less safe, the perception of Latin America is shifting. There is a realization that many parts of Latin America are actually very safe. Uruguay is one of the safest, most stable, and least corrupt countries in the world. And a place I choose to live, Florianopolis, as well as Paraguay, are also particularly safe areas. In the south of Brazil, a part of the southern cone that is under-promoted, in my opinion, you have the state of Santa Catarina, Paraná, where you have very good levels of education, safety, and general stability. Now let's take a look at the destinations in Latin America that have launched investment migration programs recently. A few years ago, El Salvador launched the Freedom Visa, a donation-based citizenship by investment program. It is very expensive. It comes in at 1 million, and it requires a donation in either USDT or Bitcoin. It's very niche, but it's something quite unique in the fact that this is the first program of its kind. And El Salvador has a very unique story, gone from being the most dangerous country in the Western Hemisphere to one of the safest. So if that can be achieved, what else is possible for El Salvador? Next up, we have Paraguay. Paraguay recently launched the Investor Pass with 3 different investment options. First of all, you have the real estate option of $200,000. And what's interesting about this option is it requires just a 30% down payment in order to be eligible to apply for the program. The rest can be financed by a developer, and usually developers give you around 2 to 5 year payment plans. The second option in Paraguay is to invest in listed securities on the Paraguayan Stock Exchange. And the final option is to invest just $150,000 into a touristic project. Personally, I think this option is very interesting. I live in Paraguay, and there's not actually that much to do from a tourist perspective. It's a great base to visit other countries in the region, Brazil, Argentina, just a couple of hours away. But in terms of tourism, it's very underdeveloped, especially considering the amount of digital nomads relocating to Paraguay and also the influx of Brazilians coming to the country. Paraguay is the fastest growing economy in South America. And if you look at the real estate prices in Asunción compared to other capital cities, the prices are significantly lower and very reasonable. The big one, Argentina, due to launch their citizenship by investment program later this year. There's been some delays, but when this program launches, I think this will be a pivotal moment in the industry. This will be by far the strongest passport that you can acquire by investment, not just on paper with the visa-free travel, but the fact that this is a G20 country. It's a place that people genuinely like to live in, like to travel to, and it's also very geopolitically neutral. It's located far away from the rest of the world's problems. The expectation is the price will come in at $500,000. We don't know the exact investment criteria right now, but in the case of a worst case scenario, World War III, for example, there's pretty much nowhere better you could be than Argentina. Argentina has abundance of natural resources. It's away from the rest of the world's problems. And in comparison, the only other place that perhaps second to only New Zealand, where the minimum investment just for residency would cost you $3 million. But it's not just new programs. There's plenty of existing programs like Panama's Qualified Investor Visa, which has gained momentum recently. You can invest $300,000 in real estate. It will be increasing in October to $500,000. And there's the possibility of acquiring citizenship after 5 years of residency, immediate permanent residency for your investment. Panama is a strategic hub. It's very well located in between 2 continents. It's the gateway to North and South America, similar to how Istanbul is with Europe and Asia. We also have the Dominican Republic, and I've been very surprised that this one stayed off the radar for so long. The Dominican Republic has the fastest pathway to naturalization anywhere in the world. The standard pathway to naturalization is just 2 years, and investors and retirees can apply after the 2 years. However, if you invest through a company, you can apply for citizenship after just 6 months. The Dominican Republic is also a hugely popular tourist destination for North Americans and Europeans. It's not a small island, there's plenty to do. You have incredible beaches, and it's also a fantastic lifestyle destination. Finally, we have Brazil. In my opinion, the most vibrant country on the planet, a place that I choose to spend a lot of my time. Brazil is obviously an enormous country. It varies greatly from region to region, but in the south of the country, Santa Catarina or Paraná, I think I mentioned it earlier on, it's a very, very safe part of the country. You have great education. It's a genuinely fantastic place to be. If you invest anywhere in Brazil, with 1 million reals into real estate, you can apply for residency in Brazil. And if you invest in the northeast of the country, the minimum investment drops to just 700,000 reals. The Brazilian coastline, particularly in the northeast, has many areas that are untouched. And I think there's huge potential in the northeast. It's certainly an overlooked part of Brazil for investment purposes. There is also the business investment option, in which you can acquire permanent residency straight away. This requires a minimum investment of 500,000 reals, that's about $100,000, or 150,000 reals, around $30,000, if you invest into a business in the tech sector. The Brazilian Golden Visa is quite off the radar still, but it's become particularly popular with Russian nationals. For me, there's 2 main regions of interest: the Southern Cone for stability and Central America for connectivity. And if these regions are not on your list, now they should be. Latin America is the new frontier in the investment migration space.